Hey, this is Pastor Curry, pastor of the E. Zion Fair Baptist Church, Wilmington's most exciting church, the church that love ya. Ain't anything you can do about it. Today with Coffee with Curry, I'm especially excited. We're now in the month of December, and I'm just going to look forward to just doing great shows that make you feel good and warm. I had an opportunity a couple of weeks ago to really go to a pageantry or to a banquet, a celebration with Girls with Pearls. And let me tell you, I fell in love with them. They honored my wife, but that's one of the reasons you can easily catch me. But when I saw the work, the intensity and the result, it just made me say she had to come on the show. We have to expose her because I had not had the information or who she was. But I'm grateful today that she's with us, Miss Kamika Bell. So I'm looking forward to this conversation. Why don't you call somebody real quickly? Tell them Coffee with Curry is on, and let's get after it.
Good morning, Delaware and surrounding areas. You are now tuned in to this week's Coffee with Curry. Join us every Sunday at 11 a.m. with new guests every week. So grab your cup of coffee and join us on Coffee with Curry.
And we're back. As I promised you all, we have Miss Kamika Bell here with us today. Sister Bell, can I call you Sister Bell?
Absolutely.
I am so delighted to have you with us today. I had an opportunity to go to the banquet, the celebration that you all had a couple of months, I guess it was a month or so ago.
Yes, a month ago, yes.
And it just floored me. We had our men's day. I was tired. I just said, let's get this over with. But I did not leave until the very end. Beautiful. Because it was wonderful. So I wanted to say, I wanted you to come on the show just so people can see who you are. Because I had not really had any information on you or even on your program. Wow. Welcome to the Coffee with Curry show.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Curry. And thank you so much for coming. We were blessed to honor your wife and honor other amazing women and men in the community who are doing extraordinary things for youth. So I'm excited to be here. And like you said, a lot of people don't really know about Girls with Pearls. It's almost like a hidden gem, unless, their child is exposed to the program or someone comes to the gala and see the beautiful work that we're doing. But it is a hidden gem in the community. And I'm grateful to be here to get the word out because I know there's so many other girls that need to be blessed by the organization.
I agree with you 100%.
Yes.
So before we get into the Girls with Pearls, I want to just get to know a little bit about Kamika. Yes. I want to know where she was born and how she thrived and matriculated through life and even got interested in what you do.
Yeah, absolutely, Dr. Carey. I grew up in Chester, Pennsylvania, similar to the demographics here in Wilmington, Delaware, and was, really blessed. I had a really good supported mom and father, and my grandparents were just, a blessing. They really, paved the way for me. But grew up in the inner city, in a crime environment. But my parents, really wanted to make sure that I was exposed to a lot of opportunities. And grew up, I remember there was a time in my life where I was just very shy, didn't have the ability to speak with confidence the way I am today. And I remember there was a teacher by the name of Laverne Reed. And Ardella Jimerson. They were both a part of an organization called the Eastern Stars. And I believe they're nationwide, the Eastern Star. Yes. And Miss Ardella Jimerson, God rest her soul, she's with the Lord now. And she said to my mom, I want Kamika to participate in this oratorical contest. And I was like, oratorical contest? Like, oh, what is that? I didn't even know what an oratorical contest was back then. And I said, my mom said, sure, she can compete in the competition. And there was a teacher by the name of Laverne Reed. And I've been trying to find her. I've been looking for her on social media. I've been doing Google search, trying to find her because my book is going to be released in a few months. And I wanted to add this wonderful lady to my book. And she was a school teacher. And I remember I went to Cardinal O'Hara High School. And I remember getting off the bus, going to her school to help me craft my speech. And I remember, and I was so involved. My dad was an inspiration to me because my dad was an activist. He really read a lot of books on Black culture. So he was an inspiration to me. And I remember Marcus Garvey, Up You Mighty Race, You Can Accomplish What You Will. And that was the title of my speech. And Miss Reed started to cultivate my presentation for me, I never knew that I had the gift of oratorical oration in me. I didn't know that. She brought that out of me.
Wow.
And I remember she wrote up my speech and really taught me how to write at that time as well, because I wasn't a great writer in ninth grade. And I remember practicing my speech and really, really practicing it with conviction. First time ever. You're talking about a shy young girl who never would speak in front of people. I wouldn't even want to voice my opinion to my mom or my dad, because, back in those days, you do what I tell you to do and don't say anything back.
Absolutely.
And I remember doing this competition, this oratorical contest. I got up and spoke with such confidence. And it was only God. I knew God, there was something in me that was a purpose that really led me to the work that I'm doing now. And I remember I won third place, first time ever. And I was like, oh my God, this really did something to my self-esteem and gave me a sense of confidence. And there was a lady in the audience who recognized me and my mom and said, we want your daughter to compete in the Miss Pennsylvania Teen Beauty and Talent Pageant.
Okay.
And they were just like, don't you worry about anything. We're told my mom rather, that we're going to sponsor your daughter because you needed a swimsuit, you needed a talent, you need all of these items for this competition. And my first pageant ever. And I needed to come up with the talent. And I remember getting one of my high school friends to really help me cultivate a dance. So I did a combination of an oratorical oration and also a dance. My first pageant ever. And I won first runner-up.
Wow. And tell me what that was for again.
The Miss Pennsylvania Teen and Beauty and Talent Pageant.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So and that's how really my life started. Just growing up in the city where there was some type of purpose in me, and just really had, my mom and my dad and my grandparents who really, provided financial support to really help me do the things that I needed to do. And so that was my savior. Being in a city where crime, teen pregnancy, a lot going on back in the early 90s and late 80s, 89, 90, 91, 92. And that really was like my motivation to do more. And pageantry was my escape. Wow. So I'm grateful for Miss Ardella Jimerson, who really thought enough of me to reach out to my mom to ask if I can compete in this oratorical contest. And it changed my life.
Changed your whole, and which really speaks to how when we pour into other people, it changes lives.
Absolutely.
And to hear your testimony or that you were in a regular inner city community that was doing regular inner city things, but yet you were spared, and it's because someone saw something in you that you probably didn't even see at the time.
Absolutely.
But you were able to continue and move forward.
Absolutely.
That's just awesome.
And that's so interesting you say that. That is a word right there, because as I was coming up with the title, Dr. Curry, for my book, that was one of my, God spared me. Spared for a purpose.
Yeah.
Spared because I was trying to think of a title. So that's prophetically, you just said that.
Oh, wow.
So that was that's confirmation. So it is a chapter of my book that I was spared for a purpose.
Yeah.
And it talks about different things even in, college, and how I was supposed to be in a car coming back home with one of my colleagues, and three of them got killed in a car accident, and I didn't ride home with them. So this thing about pivotal moments in your life and why you're still here, and how you were spared for a purpose. So I just want to thank you for just, confirming that piece.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, that makes me feel good.
Yes.
I'm still connected.
Yes.
Let me ask about now. You left Chester at some point. You said I heard you share where you went to high school. Did you go off to college?
I did. Yeah, I went to college I started out at West Virginia State College in West Virginia. I started there did about 2 years there.
Okay.
And then I transferred back home. That's when, actually I went there and again, pageantry, how the historically Black colleges, they have the Miss Freshman, Miss Sophomore, Miss State. I won Miss Freshman Queen at West Virginia State College. And that was a really blessed experience because it really taught me about campaigning. So you had to really go out there and get people to vote for you. I went to West Virginia for about 2 years, and then I came back home, and then I finished up at Springfield College. And then went on to obtain my master's degree. Yes.
Excellent. Now, in there, did you get married or did you have children?
Yes. I was married, so I also do have a son. He is 19 years old.
Oh wow! You don't look to be 19. That's excellent.
Yes, he's 19 years old. He graduated from Salesianum. It was the year before last. He graduated from Salesianum. I
didn't mean to cut you off, but I just want to say this. I know when we have a person who's on one of our other shows called The Source. His name is Kobe Owens.
Oh.
You went to the same college West Virginia.
Yeah.
And your son went to the school he graduated from. So he's going to be like, oh my God, I got to meet this person.
Yes.
But I just wanted to, because when you said that, I'm just listening. I'm like, wow, it's a nice connection with Kobe.
Yes.
But go ahead. I'm sorry. You were talking about your son.
Yeah. So he's 19 years old. Yeah.
Okay.
He got accepted to Westchester University. So
Excellent.
he started, doing his coursework there, and he got accepted to some other colleges, but some of them were too far. I'm like, oh no, you're not going there. That's too far down.
Helicopter mom.
Yeah, true. Absolutely. My only child.
Yeah.
So it's hard, especially as a Black male, there has to be balance, but at the same time, you definitely want to make sure that they have the tools they need to be successful and navigate in society. And my son he's my why, he's my heart.
Yeah.
That's why I do the work that I do, and not only with Girls with Pearls, but just life in general, my advocacy work and other work that I do around not only in Delaware, but nationwide, is because of my son. When he, walks out the house, he knows a role model. His mom is one of his role models, that he looks up to his mom. And it's so funny in life because I remember my son last semester, I want to say maybe his first semester, freshman year or second semester, he was, I guess on the computer, he was, in the dorm with some of his friends, and he screenshotted me a photo. I was somewhere doing some work. He said, oh, Mom, I just want to let you know I'm showing this to all of my friends. And I'm like, oh, I said, okay, this is really nice. So it's a blessing when you have your kids and they brag on you. You want your kids to brag on the work, that you're doing. So it really brought joy to my heart that my son was having conversation and discourse, with his colleagues and showing pictures of the work I'm doing in the community. So that really put a smile on my face. And like my son is 19, but he's been with me in the trenches, with me. He, when I would do different initiatives, the Girls with Pearls or the Women Initiative, my son would come with me my son never missed an event, never. This is the first year he didn't make it to the gala. Oh, wow. Every year he would come.
Yeah. Well, he had some incentive too. He loved his mother, but he also, there was the girls. So I'm very grateful for that. But that's awesome. That's really awesome.
Yes. So that's a blessing too, to have a, great relationship with your child too.
Yes. Yeah. Well, as I'm listening to you, I'm really hearing the passion that you have. But also, how did you get to Delaware? Because I know you said Chester.
I got to Delaware. My sister was living here in Delaware, so that was an inspiration to and to come here as well. She already had my sister family members, so that really brought me to Delaware. And then I just started learning Delaware because I wasn't from here, and then starting your organization here. So we're celebrating 12 years. Wow. So I didn't know a lot. I didn't really know the political landscape or the how to network. I was just out here just learning and just really being my authentic self and building relationships, because everything starts with relationships. And it really took me 12 years, Dr. Curry, to really get here, to really start understanding how it works and, how to build capacity and how to build relationships, and really walking in a spirit of humility and a spirit of service. That's how you want people to remember you. What type of legacy are you leaving? Right. And when I shut my eyes at night and when God calls me home to glory, I want him to say, well done, thy good and thy faithful servant. So it really taught me getting here for 12 years and just doing it the right way and leading with integrity. And I'm blessed. And I tell people, being a business owner, it is not easy. It takes time, and you have to plant some seeds. You have to do be relentless and do the work. And even a lot of times in the beginning, funding it out of my own personal money. But now I'm starting to see some of the fruits of my labor now. But you have to be steadfast and unmovable, and never give up. Never give up.
That's right. Yeah, and as you were talking about, you had to learn the political scenery. When I arrived and saw who I was sitting with, oh my gracious, she. Margaret Rose Henry, who is the senator of all senators for the state, when I sat down, and it just gave me the extra energy I needed. As a matter of fact, a couple of weeks ago, we had her son on the show who was running for the county exec.
Yes.
But I looked around the room. Some of the other politicians that were there were good. So you really have planted yourself well, so that you could serve the young ladies that you really want to serve. You're really giving them a great opportunity. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take a quick commercial break, and when we take this break, we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk a lot about Girls with Pearls. PEARLS. Yes. Because as I'm listening to you, you are exuding all of that as well as you've lived through it. And I just want the audience to hear what it's all about, because Girls is a hidden gem. And I really want to re-articulate what our sister Bell shared. it's hidden. Until I got there, I really didn't know. But there is so much. And the girls, I mean, I watched the confidence that were built in the girls. And it wasn't like you found all the ones who was perfect and flawless.
Absolutely.
No, you found some who were rough and edge,
Absolutely.
but you see the polish.
Absolutely.
So I'm just excited. I'm looking forward to that. We'll be right back.
Yes.
Join us at 9 a.m. on Facebook Live every Sunday by typing Zion Fair Baptist Church.
Jesus felt what you're feeling, but he did not sin. Am I in the word? Have one who has been tempted in every way, just as we are, yet he did not sin.
We are Wilmington's most exciting church.
We need volunteers, we need mentors, and we need sponsorship. So please think about donating to Duffy's Hope. Go on our website, duffyshopeinc.org, and donate that way. You can call us at 302-652-3532. We can take your payment over the phone. You can mail us a check at 100 West 10th Street, Suite number 9, Wilmington, Delaware, 19801. Also, you can donate your time. If you don't have money, donate your time. You know, come help us with the garden. You know, help us mentor or help be a tutor, things like that. So please think about donating to Duffy's Hope.
Delaware State University is not only an anchor HBCU in the state and across the nation, but is redefining the HBCU mission for today's world.
We are committed to long-term, consistent, and responsible growth.
Do you have the app? Yes, I
do. I am pleased to be able to award the HBCU Sports Production Grant to Delaware State University.
And like so many of our brother and sister HBCU institutions across the country, offering one of the highest returns on investment in higher education.
Building the whole student, enhancing operational effectiveness, and improving the physical plant.
We're just hoping that her legacy will be a catalyst for change.
We are unafraid to be the people we are called to be.
Delaware State University rises in rankings.
Securing a healthy future. Our clarion call remains the same.
Becoming the most substantively diverse, contemporary, and unapologetic HBCU in the country.
I am so proud. So proud.
We are Delaware State University.
This is how we do it. It's Friday night. And I feel alright. The party's here on the west side.
Hi, this is Melody Hubert from Melodic Movements Performing Arts Program Incorporated, where our mission is to provide affordable and quality dance instruction and to teach our dancers a sense of purpose and appreciation for the arts. We would love to have you to join our dance family. For more information, please visit our website at melodicmovements.org or give us a call at 302-543-5257. We can't wait to meet you.
This is how we do it.
Hello, my name is Eugene Young. I'm incredibly thankful to be here. I am a candidate for U.S. Congress, and I believe when it comes to Congress, it comes to service. One of my favorite lines about service is you can't lead without loving, you can't save without service. So what's the depth of your love, and what's the quality of your service? So this aspect of love and service is what brings me here before you today, and wanting to take that and extend that into Congress as we move forward. I look at my last 20 years of serving the community, and I look forward to having another 20 and being able to find more ways to even better serve the community, which has given me so much. So please feel free to join us at eugeneyoung.com. That's EUGENE, young.com. That's eugeneyoung.com. If you're interested in volunteering or donating, it could be $5 a month, it could be $100 a month, it could just be a standard donation of $10. We appreciate it all. Thank you so very much, and wishing you a wonderful, beautiful day.
And we're back. We're just having a wonderful conversation with Miss Bell. You know, as I'm listening to her and watch her passion, I understand clearly now why she put on such galas.
Yes.
I mean, it was just phenomenal. And I continue, at first I called it a banquet, but it wasn't a banquet. It was a gala.
Yeah.
I mean, the gowns were flowing,
Yes.
and the elegance of the ladies as well as the gentlemen were there.
Yes.
But what I want to really turn to now is first, how long has Girls with Pearls been around?
Yeah, we're celebrating 12 years.
Wow.
This 2023-2024 calendar year will be 12 years. We celebrated this when you came towards our 11th year.
Right.
And we had our 10-year anniversary the year before last. And it was just, such a blessing. So yes, we are Girls with Pearls, an organization really inspiring young girls to be fearfully and wonderfully made. We are faith-based.
Yeah,
as you would notice that we really teach the girls, because I know when I was growing up and giving kudos and accolades to my grandmother, her name was Esther, and I always think of the Esther woman, and where she was a woman of faith. And I know I get a lot of that, my faith from her, my spirituality from her, and really having those scriptures embedded down in your soul, because there's going to come a time where you're going to I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. Find a scripture that you can stand on. Because there are going to be some times where you're going to have to stand, and those scriptures and that word is going to get you through.
And I noticed that I didn't cut you off, but I noticed that you did that with the girls.
Absolutely.
Because a part of the gala was that they had to come out and present with boldness.
Absolutely.
Their scripture.
Absolutely.
I thought that was just awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I remember a favorite scripture.
Yes.
We pray at every rehearsal. We start everything off with prayer. And I'm just really teaching young girls the importance of etiquette. You know, the power of dance is so important, especially for Black girls and girls of color. I remember when I was growing up, there was not a lot of opportunities for me as a Black girl. They wouldn't give me lead roles, or like you said, you have to be a certain figure, and you would see there's different sizes. In Girls with Pearls, and also celebrating these young, beautiful girls of color and Black girls, and they don't really celebrate us. And research states there's over 4% of Black girls who are suspended, more than any other ethnicity. The research out there, Black girls are invisible from discourse, they're invisible from policy, and they're invisible from research. So we're really trying to change the narrative of what society portrays of Black girls, and these girls are amazing. These are girls, not trying to say we have any perfect girls, but over 90% of our girls are honor roll students. Yes. 90%. We really teach these girls to be service, to be change agents. We go out into the community and do service work. In fact, this coming Thursday, we'll be at the Sunday Breakfast Mission. And every year we go there and roll up our sleeve and do service work. And then they're able to go out there and do their own service work throughout the year. And they just have to document their hours. And we do recognize them at the gala for their work they've done in the community. And again, that's something that I'm firm in, Dr. Curry, is just get the importance of giving back. You can be the most beautiful person on the outside, but have that beauty in the inside. The importance of serving and giving back, and just being a change agent for a global society. And then we host this huge gala every year when they're able to showcase their talents in dance and public speaking and etiquette, and also in celebration. And throughout the year, we do tea parties. We do a tea party every year. We took the young girls to DC, teach them how to be civically engaged. There may come a time where they may want to run for senator. They may want to run for a county executive office. And this is where it starts at this young age, teach them how to be civically engaged. And I think that's so important for young girls.
How many girls do you have involved?
Right. The gala this year, we had 16. Now I believe we've grown since then. So since Saturday, I think we're at 18 girls. And because we had one that dropped, she left because she graduated.
Right.
She's graduating this year, and Ryan, she's been with us for 10 years.
So there's some rules to when a person can come in, and what is the age?
Yes. So I think the youngest we normally would start at 6.
Okay.
And the oldest, normally I get them like 16, 17, but they normally stay. The girls come out and been blessed with a really good retention retention rate. So they come in, like most of my girls, 3, 4, 5 years. One girl, 6 years. And you saw at the gala on Ryan Bailey, she's been with us for 10 years. So that's been a blessing that the girls stay for a while.
Yeah. Now, is it very expensive to be up? Because with all you offer, it has to be $1 million a week.
No, it is not. So many people have said, Kamika, you have to increase. And that's something I'm working on. It's just that when you are a giver and you want to provide affordable prices, for your program. But I get so many amazing parents who that's so appreciative of the program. And they would say, Kamika, you are providing so much for those girls. There's nowhere where they can go and get what you're providing for them. So there is a monthly fee that they pay. And I'm happy to provide that information if you want to reach out to our office at our 302-276-8337. I can definitely share our packages with anyone.
I share with my wife that we at eZion Fair will need to make sure that every year we're one of your sponsors.
Thank you.
Because we just were so in awe. We were very much in awe with what we saw. I from the opening of the gala to the closing. I could not leave. And at first I was tired, but then I got engaged.
Absolutely.
And I thought that was really awesome.
Oh, thank you
Because
so much.
it wasn't about people as much as it was about the program.
Absolutely.
The word pearls. Could you tell me what those as an acronym for?
Yeah, and it's so funny. I was in the car with a friend, and we were like, this talking like you're just speaking. There's always this thinking of, what do you want pearls to mean? What is the symbolization of what message do you want to get out? Not only for the girls, but if someone was walking in the mall or they were walking in the airport and they see your book on the stand. And Dr. Curry, if you were purchasing this for your wonderful, amazing wife, who she became my sister in Christ, your wife. What type of message do you want to get across? And pearl stands for the P is purpose. Yeah. You have to walk in purpose. You have to know without a shadow of a doubt when you wake up in the morning and when you open up your eyes, God has given me a purpose. And this is a why. Why do you do what you do? And that's why I do what I do with Girls with Pearls. I don't do it for a car. I'm not doing it for a house. It's for legacy. How do you want people to remember you when you shut your eyes and when God calls you home for glory? E stands for etiquette. There has to be some form of etiquette. All of us should have some form of etiquette, the power of thank you. So many times when I've learned early on and somebody send me a gift, just sending a person a thank you card. Or if somebody done something great for you, just say thank you. And so many of us struggle with the 2 words, thank you. And those 2 words, Dr. Curry, thank you, has opened so many doors for me. So really teaching the girls etiquette, the power of thank you, how to carry yourself as a young lady, how to dress appropriately. The first impression is the last impression. Then I want to talk about A, your attitude. Attitude is so important.
Yes.
I'm a firm believer again. And many people would say this to me, Kamika, not only your soul is so beautiful, and that's how you want to live your life, is having a positive attitude. Are you resilient? Are you able to bounce back after disappointments? When things don't go your way, are you just going to have an attitude or just snap on other people? Because we live in such a self-serving or self-centered entitlement world, and trying to get young people to navigate from that mindset and just, being in having a mindset of an attitude of your attitude is your gratitude and gratitude. So that attitude is so important, really teaching young people the importance of having a positive attitude, and that would take you so far in life. P-E-A-R. Then we got for R. You got to be resilient.
Yeah.
Resilient. Are you able to bounce back after disappointments? How are you going to bounce back in school when you get a grade that you didn't work hard for, you didn't study for? Or maybe you did work very hard and it's just not your time. Or you are in a pageant and you worked very hard and you didn't win that title. Or, you applied to a college, you didn't get accepted. Are you able to bounce back? Can you bounce back from a loss of a family member? And you have to have that resilience. And I really believe, Dr. Curry, that has helped me in my journey with being in business for 12 years. Things has not always been easy for me. A lot of hurt, a lot of disappointments, but you have to know how to bounce back. And why do you do what you do? You have to know your why. You must have a compelling why. And after L, love.
Okay.
God is love.
Yes.
God is love. I'm really teaching my young girls walking in love, and even teaching adults walking in love. if you're in ministry and if you're an entrepreneur, walking in love, even when things are hurtful, because God commanded us to love.
That's right.
And S, service.
Service. Okay.
Are you a service to other people? So really teaching young girls and women in our world to not only serve yourself, but more importantly, what are you giving back to the community? What are you giving back to the world to make a difference?
You know, while you were speaking, I was just thinking how you must feel when you have these young ladies arrive, but then when they are departing.
Oh, yes.
Share that feels. I know what I saw at the gala is the end product.
Yes.
But there was a start product.
Absolutely. It's amazing. It blesses me tremendously. It's, you know, one classic example would be Ryan Bailey, who was with me for 10 years.
Okay.
And just to see her from when she was little, from the beginning, and you saw her, both of her parents, you know, come to the microphone and share their testimony. And that was a family who was dedicated, and they would travel from Middletown every Saturday or every other Thursday in the beginning to make sure their daughter was getting what they need. And just to see at the end, just to see how she transformed, that brings joy to my heart. Or the girls, my current girls in the beginning, where, you know, I may have to say something to, you're not supposed to come to rehearsal with a scarf on your head, you know, or they would send me a message and I teach them the power of greeting. When you greet someone, good morning or good afternoon, but to see them being consistent, you know, with the norms and behaviors, that blesses me tremendously. Or to see one young lady, and I heard, just blessed me. First, the mom was just so, at Miss Kamika, my daughter has to be in the program. She didn't come in the beginning. They came to a cupcake, cookie, and lemonade event that we had at the studio, and she came to it, and that was in June, but we were like pretty much the girls were fully 6-7 months into the program already. And she said, Miss Kamika, what can I do? Can my daughter just come and be a part? So we normally have a cutoff at a certain time, but the mom was just so adamant. So I did accept the young lady into the program. But when she came in, she had a little attitude. I'm like, oh, Lord God. And I don't want them to be perfect. I want them to come in where, you know, you can see the growth and you can see God's working and you can see the transformation. And then throughout the weeks and, you know, coming to the program, and she came to the gala and she was able to model in the evening gown. And I'm never going to forget, I was backstage and I was supposed to come out and do something with the girls. And I changed my mind. I said, oh, no, I'll wait. It's just sometimes you have to be obedient and hear the voice of the Lord. I said, it's not about me. And I've always been behind the scenes. But the girls said, Miss Kamika, can you come out and do something with us? And I had my go dress with me and everything. And I said, no, I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to come out and enjoy and just sit down. And Sydney blessed me tremendously. And it brings tears to my heart. And she said, it's just beautiful. I just saw an angelic side of her. She said, Miss Kamika, you're not coming out with us with the gold dresses? I said, no, Sydney, I changed my mind. Why not? Why are you not coming out with us? And she was just so adamant. She wanted me to come out with them. I said, no, maybe next year I'll do something with you. So just to see this young lady who came in the beginning, who just was, but just to see now the transformation. And when she came on Saturday, just so excited. And I really put a leadership group together. I have a leadership group with the young girls, the girls who are, I'm grooming them for leadership, or they have leadership capabilities. So I did select her as a leader because I see leadership in her.
Yes.
And I want to bring that out of her.
That's right.
So when I wrote the letter to text to her mom and Sydney, they were just elated. So things like that, when I see girls who come in shy or didn't have any confidence, who was afraid to speak in the public, and now they're in the, I had another young lady, we were at the DuPont, we did a tea party at the DuPont in Wilmington. And when she first came in, her head used to be down. I'm like, good morning, Amani. How are you, Amani? And next thing you know, she was just flourishing. And we were in the girls were in the restroom. I couldn't get her out the mirror. She's just modeling, posing. That brings joy to my heart, not in a cocky or arrogant way, but in the humility way that I am confident, I am fearfully and wonderfully made. and where society tries to silence girls of color, and where girls are able to find their voice and to amplify their voices.
Excellent.
And that's what we're trying to do with Girls with Pearls, Dr. Curry.
Well, I think you're really doing it.
Yes,
You're really doing it. And it's not always about how many, it's about the quality of what you're doing.
Absolutely.
You know, do you have any others who work with you? Are you by yourself? You have like a team of
Yes,
volunteers?
Dr. Curry. Yep. Yes, I do have I have a board. I have an amazing board. They're phenomenal. The spirit, the mindset. We have become a family.
Okay.
And you know, when you're building a team, you want to develop a family atmosphere. And took years to build those relationships, and they're just phenomenal. We're in the same mindset and like-minded. Then I do have volunteers. In fact, December the 16th, I'm doing a volunteer Christmas party celebration at the Route 9 Library for the volunteers, because you're nothing without your volunteers and your sponsors and you know, and your board. So my volunteers are wonderful. They love working with Girls with Pearls. They'll call me, Miss Kamika, what's next? What event is coming up next? But you still got to keep on building, because it's so much work, especially if you want to build capacity. You need people to continue to grow. Like I said, like I was sharing with you earlier, Dr. Curry, I want to expand. You know, there are so many girls that, you know, that I haven't even met, you know, that are, you know, waiting for an opportunity, you know, like Girls with Pearls. And I'm just excited to just bless more girls and even to expand, you know, further out in Sussex and in Kent County
and
as
you
well.
will,
Yes.
because you are resilient,
Yes.
persistent.
Yes.
I can name all of those, all the acronyms, and I'm really kind of excited about that.
Yes.
I'm excited with what you're doing and your excitement and your commitment to these young ladies.
Yes.
We're going to take a quick commercial break. I know time is just running by fast, and I'm enjoying because your energy is just where it needs to be.
Absolutely.
In order to handle these young ladies that you are handling.
Absolutely.
And I just want to just make sure we keep that rolling. So we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Marcus Henry, and I'm running for Newcastle County Executive. I spent over 20 years working in state and local government, trying to bring the good programs and services you deserve here in Newcastle County. Please support my campaign. Please look us up at marcushenrybe.com for further information. I look forward to meeting you all over the next year, and I look forward to your support. Thank you.
The Delaware Mortgage Relief Program can help homeowners in need. Created by the Delaware State Housing Authority, this grant program provides each eligible household with up to $50,000 in mortgage relief assistance. This money can be used for future or delinquent mortgage payments, property taxes, homeowners association fees, or insurance fees. Funding is limited. Apply today. Visit online or call 888-303-4324 for more information about the Delaware Mortgage Relief Program.
The drive to move forward. For some people, it's a part of who they are. And it's who we are too. For 130 years, Strayer University has been at the forefront of change, with programs that help students get and stay ahead, so you can keep striving.
And we're back. Again, we are having this wonderful and amazing conversation with Miss Kamika Bell, who is the founder of Girls with Pearls. I knew nothing about them until this gala that we had. They honored my wife, and again, I'm thanking you for that.
Yes.
Because all too often, first ladies are not even acknowledged.
Absolutely.
But I really appreciate the work that you all are doing. But I said to my wife while we were sitting there, we must become a sponsor because she's doing so much with these young ladies. And I watched to see if everybody looked perfect. And even though the end product, you would think that they are. But I knew it took work to get some of the young ladies to where they were. The parents' gratitude was unmeasurable. I mean, and it's amazing when you go to an event, people don't know that there are people who are critics, and I'm a critic. I pay attention to dynamics. I pay attention to what's happening. And it was about the girls. Mm-hmm. You had them dressed appropriately in gowns. I didn't see anything that was ratchet, if I can use that language. Mm-hmm. I know that's very not scholarly, yes. But I just want to use that word. And how they were able to present themselves orally, yes. was amazing. Mm-hmm. But you can tell they were practicing. Yes. You can tell that it was something you continuously did. Yes. So I said, this is amazing. Yes. Why don't we know about Girls with Pearls? Yes. Yeah. We have to help in some kind of way. Absolutely. So before we even get into anything else about Girls with Pearls, how can the community... Now, I know that, some of the parents have shared that, you need to up your prices, but sometimes people just can't afford. Yep. And I think you're sensitive to that. Yeah, yeah. But there may be some person watching us today who may say, you know what, let me be a blessing. Yeah. How can they be a blessing? Absolutely. You can reach us on our email to email or telephone number. Our email is info@gwpearls.com. That's info@gwpearls.com. Our office number is 302-276-8337. Again, 302-276-8337. And our website is www.gwpearls.com. Again, that's www.gwpearls.com. But definitely please feel free to email us or reach out to our office at the 302-276-8337. All right. Now, do y'all have office hours or? Yes, our office hours are Monday through Friday between the hours of 8:30 and 4:30. Oh, wow. And Saturdays we're open from 9 to 2:30. Oh, wow. Yeah. You have an operation going there. Yes. So juggling, multiple things. I still, I've been blessed with still have a corporate job, but I work remotely. So I'm able to juggle and I do some, excellent. I think God has been really good to me. And it's very much evident. Yep. And with, what is a typical, you told us about the events y'all have, mm-hmm. But do you come together every Saturday, every Tuesday? Yes, every Saturday. We come together every Saturday. And in the past, we've rehearsed on like every other Thursday. We didn't do that last season, every other Thursday, but we're looking forward to starting it back in January or February, every other Thursday. But we're always there every Saturday. Oh, wow. Every Saturday. Is it in the morning or in the afternoon? Yes, in the morning. Yes, in the morning from 10 to 12. And then as we get closer to events, we're normally there from like 10 to 1:30 or 10 to 2. All right, and where are you all? I guess this is your physical. Sure, yeah, we're in Trolley Square. Oh, okay. We're right on the second floor, all the way down to the end. We're 30B Trolley Square, right on the second floor. So you're in the Walgreens shopping center. You just walk upstairs, and we're on the second floor. And in fact, Dr. Curry, we are running out of space. So that is what I'm believing God for. Is a bigger facility because a parent called me. And this parent, Monique Frisbee, and her family is just so dear to me. She said, she calls me sis, and she says, sis, so the parent line is way almost down the hill. Mm-hmm. She said, that's a good problem to have, but you're going to have to, look for another space. I said, I know. So we're believing in God for another facility because we're there and I love it, but we're definitely growing where we're going to need another facility, a larger space. So for those of you who have facilities out there, that's a great donation. Yes. Or if you can do a great rate to help out, that's just awesome and wonderful. Yes. Because it's worthy. This cause is very much worthy. Yes. And I hope and trust that 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 not only will you have huge success, but that you will continue to have the strength
Absolutely.
to be able to do what you do. Always remember, over here at East Zion Fair, we asked our team to give you a tour before we came on the show, because we want you to see that we have some facilities here to help out in any way we can. We will try our best to always be a blessing, but we are tangibly, we're going to make sure that we put something in the pot to say, I want to be a part of this great event.
Absolutely.
If a person wants, will you allow, like, for example, we don't know what the tuition is, but let's say the tuition is a certain amount for a child to go for a year. Are people able to sponsor a child?
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely. You're able to sponsor a child. You can still reach our office line. That's 302-276-8337, or our website, or just provider, or our email. Absolutely. People have done that in the past where they sponsored a child, because you don't ever want to turn a child away.
Right.
That's one thing we don't ever want to do, is turn anyone away. Especially when it's leading up for competition, or our gala, when it's the big performances. There are costs involved, getting wardrobe, and sometimes girls may need help, getting their performances attire. And we've been blessed. We have a really good, solid group of parents who really do really well of getting the things that they need, because we do want to make sure that everything is done in a spirit of excellence. And we do try to provide costumes that are affordable. Like I said, I remember when I was in the arts and doing performances, this one costume could just be $70.
Oh wow!
So I try to make sure that I find things that are really classy and that is presentable. Like you said, they're not going out looking presentable, that they're looking like amazing young ladies. So I do try to make sure that prices are affordable, that we find costumes and attire that's affordable.
Excellent. And with the parents, which you have described as being amazing, that's probably how you continue to have new children come in, because I'm sure they do a lot of recommending. They
do, and it's interesting you say that, Dr. Curry. Yes, they normally, it's through referral. A lot of my girls have come through a parent referral, or they've seen something on a social media page. I was just sharing this with one of my board members. We have really been blessed to just have 17, 18 girls this season, and we have not done any type of intensive marketing. Right. Can you imagine if we were at a mall and had a booth and had our poster signs up, how much more traffic? But we don't do a lot of hard marketing, which we eventually would like to start doing. But all of our girls are just, through referral, and that's why we are that hidden gem within the state of Delaware. But the other night, I was spending some time with God, and God still speaks. And I normally keep my journal with me, my book, and I kind of write. And I was, Pastor Curry, I don't know if you've ever had these pivotal moments with the Lord. And God said, you need to do another open house. And I'm like, oh God, that means more girls, because you have moments. I don't know if you've ever in ministry, or you say, this is it. This is my last year. I'm going to retire. My son is 19. I'm going back over to South Africa and live. I spent some time over in Cape Town. I'm going back in Africa and live, or I'm going to the Caribbean. And it's always something that God says, no, your work is not done. Yeah. Your work is not done. So you just have to, and my word of advice and my pearls of wisdom to anyone who's out here, any creative person, any writer, any artist, anyone who in ministry, you just got to keep pushing. Right. You just have to keep going and never give up, and find your vault of individuals. You can build that circle of influence, or your inner circle. When you're having those moments when you want to retire. Yes, I have those moments. but I do also hear the Lord saying, nope, not yet. Yes. But we all have those moments. Yes. But that's just awesome. Yes. But that speaks to your passion. Yes. That speaks to your commitment to what you're doing. Yes. And also speaks to the God who you serve, who's realized your service is needed. Yes. That's why he preserves you. Absolutely. Excellent. Yes. It has been a true joy having you with us today. I hope this will not be the last time you come on the show. When you are putting together your marketing strategy, please make sure you include us, because we want to make sure that we are a blessing. I bring people on the show because I want them to be exposed. Absolutely. But I also want to make sure that I show the Wilmington, Newcastle County area that there are people who have heart for people. Yes.
And that's the heart of Girls with Pearls.
Absolutely.
It's like you're polishing them well. You're giving them the tools they need in order to succeed.
Yep.
And even for the girls, maybe the one or two who may not be on the honor roll, probably a lot of them weren't in the beginning, but they end up being there.
Absolutely.
So if they just hold on and stay persistent, they will get where they need to be. As long as they're giving their best, I think that's the main thing.
That's all that matters. Yeah. You know, a lot of girls come in the first year and then you give it some time. I tell the parents, give it some time. It's not a quick fix.
Right.
And you'll start seeing the transformation.
Yeah. So I'm just excited. I'm glad. I hope your son does well and continue to do well at Westchester University. And anything we can do at E-Zion Fair, we want to make sure that we are available to support you. And we are going to bring you back because we just enjoy having you today. But I want you to take this last moment or two to share whatever you want to share with some person who may, feel they don't have that confidence. They don't have that. And there may be a young lady. It doesn't know. We don't know, but just use this moment to just speak.
Absolutely. Anybody who's out here watching, whether you're a young lady, whether you're a woman, whether you're a person who is in business, ministry, an entrepreneur, know your purpose, know deep down inside what God has called you to do. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. If there's a young lady out here who is watching this show right now and you're struggling with your confidence, look at yourself in the mirror. Know that you're still breathing. Know that you have purpose and God has great plans for you. And I would love to be of service to you to really help you fulfill your destiny and to fill your purpose.
Excellent. Excellent. You sure God didn't call you to also preach to and minister? Because you got that calling is right on your life very strongly.
And everyone says that I really attribute it to my grandmother. My grandmother was, you talking about a lady who, Calvary Baptist Church in Chester, Pennsylvania.
Okay. We all know Calvary.
Yes, she, every committee, and I think I get a lot of my work from my grandmother. You talking about a prayer warrior?
Yeah.
Oh my God, could pray. So I really believe that mantle was passed down to me as well.
Okay.
It was definitely passed down to me.
Okay.
So I'm eternally grateful for her as well.
Well, that's awesome.
Yes.
Well, it has been a joy. And one more time, tell us, how do we get in contact with you?
Yep. Girls with Pearls, you can reach us at our office at 302-276-8337 or email at info@gwpearls.com. Or you can visit us on our website at www.gwpearls.com.
Well, Sister Bell, thank you so much.
It's a pleasure.
You are amazing.
Yes.
And you are an asset to the kingdom of God.
Thank you.
These young ladies will forever remember you.
Thank
you for being on the Coffee
It's a pleasure, Dr. Curry. Thank you so much. Thank you.
We'll be right back.
Tune in at 8 a.m. every Sunday for our worship services. Join us at 9 a.m. on YouTube and Facebook Live by typing E-Zion Fair Baptist Church. We are Wilmington's most exciting church.
News all across the nation. Wilmington's latest headlines. Advocating for change in the community. With Dr. C.T. Curry, Kobe Owens, and Shanae Darby. Tune in to The Source every Sunday at 5 p.m.
And we're back. What a great show. I say that every time we come to the end because there have been some amazing people on our program. Miss Kamika Bell has certainly taken the breath out of many who especially were at the gala. This was my first time. I was only going to support my wife. I had heard about Miss Kamika Bell, but I really didn't put a lot of emphasis on it. But when I walked in, saw my favorite person and persons, because there were other people there that I knew as well, and especially one of the pastors who children, all of their children are part of our program. I was just floored. And I hope that if you have a young person, a daughter or a granddaughter, a young girl, and you're saying, well, we just don't have the money, then it's time for us to come together as a community and figure out how we can do it. You can always call me. We're going to figure it out, because what we have to do is we have to put life back into our youth. They are the forgotten generation. Services like Miss Bell provide for our young ladies is so much needed. We need to be identified for who we are. We have purpose. That's the one of her pearls that I stick with the most. Purpose. When you know your purpose, you know God has a plan for you. And I hope and trust that today you have told some young person to go to our YouTube channel, look at this again, and do you want to be a part of this? And let's try to grab an opportunity to get to her, get to Ms. Bell, so that we can make sure that we are blessing to our community. Because remember, what you plant today will harvest tomorrow. So if you plant a good seed today, it will harvest great results. Until the next time we get together, may the Lord God bless you real good.
Thank you for watching this episode of Coffee with Curry. Tune in next week, Sunday at 11 a.m.